My mom was talking to a geneticist here at Baylor, and she was trying to figure out why we have so much breast cancer in my family. She tested my mom for this genetic mutation. She tested positive. It explained the breast cancer and explained my great-grandmother's stomach cancer.
Many times, these patients are diagnosed by talking with their family members, hearing stories of people in their family who are diagnosed at very young ages with either gastric cancer or breast cancer. And oftentimes that prompts one or several family members to get in the process of genetic testing.
My siblings and I had to go through the process of having our genes tested, and 4 out of the 6 of us tested positive for this mutation. And I was the first to be actually diagnosed, first and only for that matter, to be diagnosed with stomach cancer. Whenever the results came back positive with gastric carcinoma, it was kind of a surreal experience. I was only 23 years old, so it all happened so fast.
So the surgery is a major surgery. Any operation where you have to take out a significant portion of our intestines obviously changes the way people digest their food. So in patients that have hereditary gastric cancer, the CDH1 mutation, their entire stomach lining puts them at risk for developing this gastric cancer. Therefore, to treat that, you have to remove the entire stomach, which is what's called a total gastrectomy. To put the patient back together and reconnect their intestinal tract, you have to hook up their esophagus, which is the tube that runs down through their chest, up to a portion of the small intestine called the jejunum. The way that it changes their day-to-day lives is that they have to learn to eat smaller portions of food, eat more frequently.
So we thought that basically I was going to eat bland chicken and fish for the rest of my life, and we didn't think that raw vegetables were going to be an option. For the first 6 months, my diet consisted of scrambled eggs and protein shakes, which got old really fast. And now I eat like a normal person. Had I not had this surgery, there's a good chance that I wouldn't have made it another 10, 15, 20 years.
Gastric cancer as a whole is not one of the most common cancers in the United States. However, it can be a very aggressive and deadly form of cancer. Gastric cancer as a whole can be a very treatable cancer.
Growing up, I've always been the sporty, awkward, athletic girl. I never really thought that beauty pageants were a thing for me. And then late 2017, I was talking to my husband and I was like, hey, I'm just kind of thinking about this. It's, something fun.
But I was just blown away to see you won the competition there, and that was awesome.
Yeah, it just kind of was like, all right, I guess I'm doing this. And I got really nervous lots of times. I wanted to drop out. I wanted to just not do this because it was out of my comfort zone. And each time I thought about dropping out, I just felt like God was telling me that I needed to share my story with at least one person, because this genetic mutation that I have is very rare, but it's a silent killer.
In general, I recommend that patients arm themselves with as much information as they can. That includes speaking with their doctor who diagnosed with them with the disease, discussing with the surgeon who will be performing the operation, talking with them about how their lives are going to change and how things are going to be different within their lives, and seeing if the doctors who are caring for them do have a multidisciplinary team available to help them manage those symptoms afterwards.
If you have this genetic mutation and if you don't get something done radically, then there's a chance that you may not make it in the long term. And so it is so important for people to understand their bodies, what's going on inside, have your genome tested if you can, or if you can't, but if you have certain familial histories, talk to a geneticist, talk to a surgeon, talk to an oncologist, talk to somebody about it.